How are things with you?
Meh,
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 meh.
meh.
Yeah, we're down to the wire here.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wah, wah, wah. So much for coming in with some gusto and positivity. And no, we come in with the just had a 10-minute conversation about the dynamics of family. Oh, how are you?
Angry and bitter.
So, should we start with roses or titties to make it better?
Sure, we can start with roses or titties.
Okay.
So, what this is category of things I've changed my mind about.
Yes. Yes. Roses are titties. Oh boy, this
All
brings
right.
back some memories.
So, reference point, this is some graffiti that was on an outhouse in Rocky Mountain National Park. I think one of the last times we were all, well, I think for sure the last time we were all in Colorado together.
Yes, this was the year of the floods, the epic floods.
The year of the epic floods. And somewhere I think there is still a picture of said bathroom graffiti.
Yeah.
And the reason I changed my mind about it, I used to think that uh like people who wrote graffiti on bathroom walls were just degenerates. Fast forward, what is this now? 8 years?
Yeah.
8 years since the flood, something like that. And as we're all coming back together, um, someone started a graffiti thread on the bathroom wall at work. So the urinal does not flush when you flush it. You have to hold the handle down to get the urinal to flush. And so even though people might hit the handle, it's not actually flushing. And so it started with the simple request of graffiti, please flush. It has since taken on a life of its own. Someone then turned please flush into please flash. To which the next person said, duh, I am.
We're now having conversations via bathroom walls.
Oh, absolutely. It is a whole, it's now probably a 12 by 12 area um, of different strings of graffiti conversation that I absolutely love. Like, I make multiple trips a day, not because I have to pee so bad, because I'm looking for my graffiti update. Now, I understand that this is defacing someone else's property, but I guess the mind change comes with I think there just needs to be little chalkboards so that grown men can express their inner 10-year-olds every time they go to the restroom. And I'm
Yeah.
benefiting from it. This is like comic relief in the middle of a crummy day.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And how witty people are getting, and
It's almost like I wish there was a sanitary way to like just have like a notepad and a pen in there. So when you sit down to do your business, it's kind of like, people leave books on the back of their toilet so that you have something to read when you're in there, doing a deuce. To pass the time. It could be just
yeah,
like random thoughts from your coworkers, and you're doing your duty,
and I
pun intended. And you're also getting into the minds of your coworkers. There
and
could
that's just
be
it.
like a savant in there, like a poetry haiku savant that works with
Yeah,
you.
come up with something classic like roses or titties, violets or titties, titties,
Titties,
titties,
titties,
titties.
titties. I love
I love
titties.
titties. Oh,
Oh.
classic American poetry right there, folks.
Best is found on bathroom walls for sure. Well, I
All right.
almost I almost feel like the next time that you go into the stall, I feel like I'm asking on behalf of the listeners as well. Could you screenshot that so that we can put that up in the show notes so that we too
I
are able to
will.
keep up with it?
So I'm headed in tomorrow. I will don't hold your breath, people. It's really dumb. It's just, it speaks to my inner 10-year-old, not my inner
We could
30-year-old,
actually
my inner
we could
10 year
start
old.
this with our listeners. Whenever you go out and you find graffiti that is
Oh my
good
God,
or
yes.
fun, send us a picture of it and we can create a bathroom graffiti collage.
Yes.
And then at the end of the year, we can create a book out of this or something and like send it out to all of our listeners that participated. Here's our graffiti book.
I will send mine
Yeah.
to you to post
Okay.
tomorrow. As soon as I get to work, I'll take a snapshot. And then that'll start the wall.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I love engaging our listeners, engaging the peeps.
All right, my turn to pick.
Yep.
Ignore that orange light.
Orange light. I have this new habit that it's kind of absurd, but it's kind of a challenge. It's challenge a little bit. Gas is so expensive. Okay. And unless I'm going on like a big road trip somewhere, I will literally see how low I can get that tank before I have to pay that money to put gas into my tank, you know? So I tried to just ignore the orange light and that wasn't working so good. So then I put electrical tape over it to where it's like, okay, I know it's there and I can still see the miles distance to empty. And I'm like, how low can I go? What is the challenge? I've also found that it's like, if I have 13 miles on my distance to empty, if I'm going someplace, I will Google that place and I will do round trip, take into consideration if I might have to hang out at a stoplight for a minute. Can I make it? Can I not?
Okay. I feel like this is a really big step for you because you have control issues.
Yeah.
And you're a planner, which feeds into the control issues and stuff. So you leaving the orange light on is very me.
Yeah. Like, yes.
Pushing it further. I'm perplexed where this comes from. I mean, I realize the price of gas, but
I think part of it is the price of gas. I think the other part of it is there's a lot of areas of my life. Yeah, you're right. Like the control freak, the planning, you should even see the way that I'm packing for this. It's like haphazardly. I'm just like, this just goes in there wherever it fits. Like the kitchen stuff isn't with the kitchen stuff. There's like kitchen, bathroom, outdoor shed stuff mixed together. Who cares? It's all going to go to the same place. It's all going to come out of the box and it's going to go where it needs to go. Like, just put it in the box. Like, just get it done. I'm surrendering, right? I'm just surrendering. Okay. I'm like, you know what? It gets so exhausting holding on to things so tightly and like them being in their spots. So the more I do it, the more places that I surrender. I also don't make my bed in the morning every day. Because you know what? It might be like, especially right now in the in-between job thing, I might be back in my bed in 4 hours taking a nap or doing something. So why would I make my bed if I might be getting back into it? So these little surrenderings that I'm noticing that, they just feel free. Like, and then when I know that I need to get the gas, like here I come, I'm about to make the trip up to Northern Arizona on Saturday. I'll fill it up. And then it's like, it's filled up. Cool. I know I'm going to make it. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good on you.
Though. Yeah. I feel a little bit lighter in just like all these ways, but I did have to cover the light because when I see the light triggers me.
Your face is so serious.
It is, like, especially when the light comes on, you don't know what the light is. You're like, oh my God, is that like you have 10 miles to go before your car implodes? Like, I don't know what that light means.
That's the part that freaks me out, but I actually enjoy the adrenaline. Every car's different. Like sometimes it comes on at 1 gallon, sometimes it comes on at 1/8 of a tank, which not sure. That's more than a gallon. Yes. But I'm pretty sure this is like manufacturer specific. And I've rolled through a few cars. And so I don't actually, I won't even look it up. I have no idea what the Subaru is. But that's part of the adrenaline rush of, am I going to make it?
As I say surrendering, but there is an adrenaline rush associated with surrendering.
I have some files in my head of, oh yeah, that one time I went 17 miles and made it.
Yeah.
But it was mostly downhill.
Yes.
So then I'm calculating my next like push the envelope thing and I'm like, ooh. 12 miles, equal uphill and downhill
Yes.
with a big grade. Let's try it.
Yep, let's see what happens. And Sean was like this. I mean, Sean would follow the distance to empty thing, but I can't tell you how many times that was at 0 and we were still going. And I was over there just pitting out in the passenger seat, like pissed off at him, gripped. Like, what? Why am I gripping? It's not like the car's just gonna like start shaking and like explode or anything. It's just gonna run out of gas.
So my distance to empty goes in increments of 10. Until it hits 20 and then it disappears. It just goes dot, dot, dot. So the last 20 miles, but if I don't notice it right away, I don't know how many miles I've driven with it below 20. So I can't actually oh God, I love that.
Yeah. So Toyota kicks off at 10. And so that's when I considered like the boat. Now we're in the bonus round. Okay. Now we don't even have the DTE or the lights or anything. It's just like, do I think I can make a 3-mile thing? Or we're gonna find out.
I even do this on road trips with the next service station X number of miles, and it says like, let's just make up the number 75, and my DT is like 73.
Yes, I will go for it.
Go for it.
Yes. And this is very different for me. Like this started in Tucson for whatever reason, but I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm embracing, like there's a little bit of faith in this. I feel like I'm just embracing, just relax. Like everything is going to work out how it's supposed to work out. Like maybe sometimes you're meant to run out of gas. Maybe that's where I find my soulmate is helping me fill up my gas tank on the side of the road. You just never know.
I don't think I've run out of gas since I was in my early 20s.
Neither.
I think I vaguely remember someone bringing me a gas can. But even then it wasn't like an I pushed the envelope thing. It was more like I just really didn't notice because I was in my 20s. And so I feel like my roll the dice method has paid off. Like thus far. Oh man, that's called tempting the universe right there. It's paid off.
Keep it coming, universe. Keep it coming.
Please.
Okay, I'm gonna, just because I love this 4-shot dirty chai with brown sugar and oat milk. Please, I love the brown sugar oat milk at Starbucks. I love it.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
So the absurdness of that is I would never order that for you. It's too many words. It's not on the menu. This is something I've held true to for at least a decade. If you send me for coffee, you best order off the menu. I can order off the menu. Or I make you type it all the way out, like you're actually speaking it, so that I can turn my phone around and say, she wants that. Because I won't say it.
Right.
But because it's complicated, I get confused and I feel put on the spot. I feel like no matter what, the barista's rolling her eyes at me.
And you're like, I'm not the high maintenance one. This is the high maintenance one.
Exactly. I don't want to be labeled as high maintenance. Until I was standing in line last Monday morning, and that was my order: 4-shot dirty chai with brown sugar and oat milk, please. Which, because it's my drink and I'm comfortable with it, is obviously a lot of words. But I still won't order yours. If you ordered that, I would not order it. It's too complicated. I might not even
stand next to you when you order it, just because I'm like, oh my God.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Jim's drink is a triple venti skinny vanilla latte. That's too much.
Yeah.
That's too much. That's the actual maximum I will go, but I'm married to the guy.
Right.
So he gets a little bit of a pass. But if I'm at work and I'm like, hey, I'm going to the coffee stand, tell me what you want, and someone gets all complicated, I'm like, you're getting a latte.
Yeah. Either stepping away from the person or just looking at them like they're fucking batshit crazy as they're ordering it. And then you look at the barista and their name tag and you're like, did you get all that, Josh? Let's make them feel like the asshole. I gotcha. That was a lot.
Yeah.
Depends on how good of a friend I am to that person.
Except for that now I'm a lot, and I feel like I've changed my mind but I have my a lot under control.
Yeah.
Like I've organized it, it's prepared, it doesn't come off as like fumbling through it.
Yeah.
But I
well, and it was interesting that like this was way back when I still lived in Texas. Sean and I were married, and like Chris and Jordan would come down and visit us, and Jordan worked for Starbucks. So we'd go to Starbucks to get something, and I would order it wrong. Like I wouldn't put in order of sequence the way that you're supposed to do. You know,
you order a venti triple instead of a triple venti.
Triple venti skinny, you know, and she's like, so I did my way, and then she was like, Kristen. And like I had to have it written down in the car, you know, so it was like it was like number of shots followed by the size, followed by anything special about the milk or special about the thing. Then it was the name of the drink. And she like did that. And she's like, if you will just follow that, every person at Starbucks will be your best friend. You can order the craziest things as long as it's in that order, because that's how we think. And
yeah.
So,
and,
you know,
and before someone like comments or anything that they're not actually judging you or that's their job, they are judging you
100%,
because my drink used to be a 5-shot Americano with cream. That's it. Simple. 5-shot Americano with cream. Until the barista asked me, Jesus, are you okay? And I know 5 shots is a lot. I sipped on it all morning long, but now I can't order it because I know I'm judged. Yeah. I literally will not order 5-shot Americano anymore. Wrecked my drink.
I mean, I feel like in like most things in life, there's this happy middle road, guys. Like stick with the middle road. It can't be too extreme. It can't be too minimalist, you know?
Right.
Yeah, I get it. Okay.
All right. My turn. I'm concerned. IK Bling.
Supposed to be 1K.
1K Bling.
1K Bling.
Okay. Oh, tell me about the 1K Bling.
As of this morning, this just in, the podcast has received 1,000 downloads.
Nice.
Celebrate. Make the balloons
Yay.
go. I have a friend who can do this on Zoom. She can make the balloons go. Or she can make the confetti come. I can't do it. Oh, there we go. Fireworks. 1K Bling, people. Only YouTube gets that excitement.
Okay, so, that's hilarious.
There's all these like motions.
Balloons?
Yeah. Balloons, confetti, thumbs up. I don't know why thumbs up gives me fireworks, but 1,000 downloads today. Oh, rainstorm.
Oh my God.
I mean, this is a segment all in itself. And she talks with her hands a lot like
Spirit
this.
Fingers do something?
You know, this. Spirit fingers. I don't know.
Wonderful only the host can do it.
Maracas? I don't know. She gets balloons. She gets balloons to go. She gets confetti to come down. I mean, fireworks, that's a new one for me. What was that? This?
No, fireworks is thumbs up. Boom.
1,000 downloads, people, for the 3rd time in the podcast.
All right.
Look at that today. I'm super excited about it because that puts me. So the rules or the metrics that we go by, anything over 32 episodes and anything over 1,000 downloads puts you in the top 10% of all podcasts. Because most people don't make it past that point. I can understand why. It's a lot of work, but I am just welcoming myself to, you know, the top 10%.
The top 10%. Club.
Yeah.
Love it.
So exciting news.
All right, you're up.
Okay. I think your card, Us, the reunion tour, is the same as my rendezvous. Then I'm through with you until next time.
Which is just, we're headed to Colorado.
Yay.
And like I said before, I think this is the first time that the four of us have been together in 8 years. In Colorado, at least. I think we've been together since then, but we have not been together in Colorado.
Yep.
And we always seem to have a really good time together with a little bit of debauchery, and um, I'm super excited.
Yes.
And yeah, it's been.
And it's just the four of us. Like, you know, in your family, there's the cool kids, there's the not cool kids kind of thing.
We're definitely the cool kids.
Definitely the cool kids. And it's very rare that the cool kids get the opportunity to just hang out with the cool kids without everybody else
Without
being
any
upset
of the
about
uncool
it.
kids. Yeah.
And we do. We get what, 3
3 days.
basically 3 days with travel time.
Yeah.
To hang out and do cool kid stuff and reunite and have fun. And again, when this goes back to like we talked about that one point, like speaking each other's language, like we all get each other's weirdness, our humor,
and the humor.
Yeah.
And we get to relive stupid humor pasts, and
Yes.
I can't wait.
Yes.
And we have certain things. I mean, I don't know where you're at on the drinking journey, but you know, this is something else that like excites me, but I'll lead into what I was just about to say, which I just get a kick out of how much certain things, I don't even have to be into them. You just have to be into them. And then I find this like peripheral joy out of how happy you are about said thing. Like,
yeah.
In this case, it's Jim and the blueberry stout.
Blueberry pancakes. Okay. Yes.
Yes. Stout. Oh,
yeah.
My God. It's not that good. It's good. It's really good. It's not that good though.
Yeah.
But I'm so excited because Jim is so excited.
He's so excited. Like that's all he texts me about. I'm like, I'm so excited for you to meet Dave and Sherry. They're just the best. And he's like, I'm so excited to introduce you to blueberry pancake stout. Yeah. Okay,
he
Jim.
is twisted up in it. And
yeah,
it's another beer for me. But I am wrapped up in how wrapped up he is.
Yeah. I do have something that we're going to go do there. You guys have not been introduced to it yet, but it's a memory that we're going to make because it's called Sparkle Donkey.
Sparkle Donkey. Okay. It kind of sounds like I'm gonna leave that alone. Sounds like a gay porn.
So we're gonna save that for one of our cards. The next time we do the note card thing, it's gonna be a Sparkle Donkey card, and we'll share with you what Sparkle Donkey is. But that is happening. All four of us are participating in the Sparkle Donkey. Okay.
Intercontinental dog sitting.
Okay, so here's the deal. You know about my dog. He does not do well in new situations. So
we're going to expand this intercontinental.
He has a little bit of a lot of separation anxiety. And for the first 2 weeks, when I get to where I'm going, I will be in corporate housing. In the last maybe 3 weeks, he has eaten his way through 3 kennels. I now have one that's like certified for airline travel kind of thing, and he still broke through that one. So I am hiring my friend Elaine, who lives in Connecticut, is flying out to meet me as I drive up to this location, and she is staying with the Cross Monster for the first 4, because I'll end up doing 4 12s in a row, and that would be just too long to leave him in a kennel in a new place by himself. Like, I was super stressing it. So now to me, it's a thing. You know, if you can't find a rover, and I did try that. I'm still working on trying to find a rover up there, but it's like I had to find something right now. And so I think that this should be a thing. Like, if you wanted to come and travel and visit a place, you know, you could also just dog sit for somebody who needs somebody to watch their dog in this kind of situation.
So, I mean, I don't know that it's a thing. This is what Jeannie's doing. Mm-hmm. Like, but it's through trusted house sitters.
Yeah.
But most of them have pets, and they're actually gone.
Right.
when
This
she's
is
there.
me just working. Like this is just
Yeah,
while
I
I'm at
figure I feel
work.
like this is hire a friend.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
want to
pretty
come out and have
much.
dinner with me, stranger?
Right. I was like, I will pay for your airfare. I will pay for your meals and incidentals. I just need you to make sure he has a good time and that he gets worn out in that 4 or 5 day period, so that when I have that last little bit in corporate housing before I get into my housing, that he sleeps a little bit. I will, this is probably, I don't know if this is legal. If anybody out there has extra trazodone that they want to send me, that works really well for him too. We just haven't established with a vet here in Tucson or where I'm going to get said medications. But no, so I think this works out really good. You know, if you have friends, she is a solopreneur, so she's working on her business. And I'm like, you can work on your business from the extended
Comfort
stay,
of my house.
hang out with Crosby and do things. She's also like, you know, if we get bored, we'll just go out and start, you know, maybe looking for housing and doing some tours, trying to find some housing for you.
You hired
Like
a personal assistant.
100%, it's the best thing. Let me just tell you how much better I'm sleeping at night, just knowing that this is taken care of for the first week. Like,
That's awesome.
oh man, yeah. So there's intercontinental dog sitting. So
Good deal.
it's fine. I'm fine. It's fine.
Oh, things I've changed my mind about therapy. um. Oh, I'm gonna start therapy. I have to. Um. Even if it's just, I mean, I think I'm fine. um, I really do. I just at this point, with everything going on in life, and I mean, I describe myself in too many different aspects of my life as like the the solid rock, and I just need some like feedback from a professional on whether or not I'm delusional or whether I am the solid rock. Like
Mhm.
in my department, I'm like the most even keeled, normal, like I'm not too much of a sucker where people walk all over me, but I'm not the psychotic raging bitch that we have a couple of those in the department. Like I'm very like middle of the road. I get my shit done, but I get it done without like stepping on everybody's toes, kind of thing. And so I'll tell people like, yeah, I'm kind of like the normal one in the department.
Mhm.
I say the same thing about our family. Um, I say, oh, like this is what's going on with my family, and this is the whole situation with the house, and da da da. And and I'm like, well, I mean, you have to understand, I'm the normal one. But I find myself saying that an awful lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and so I've decided that when I get back from, so I've like adamantly resisted therapy for a long time. Um, and I've decided when we get back to Colorado that I am gonna put my insurance benefits to the test, and actually go see somebody and just confirm that I am the normal one.
Right. That I am normal. Fingers crossed.
Even on a day-to-day basis, like when you're at the grocery store kind of thing, and you look around and there's just a lot of weird shit going on. Do you ever have these days?
Yeah. Yeah. All the
It's like the
time.
Twilight Zone days, where
Yeah.
like there's like someone beating their kid in aisle 4, and you're like, well, that was weird. And then you like
Yeah.
round the corner, and there's some girl without pants on, and
Yeah.
you're like, I don't think she has pants on. And you're like,
Yeah.
well, we're gonna go over to the frozen section, and so you head over to the frozen section, and there's like
There's somebody like
someone
hanging
like
out
leaned
in
into,
the cooler of the
yeah,
frozen
in the cooler.
section. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you're like,
what the hell is happening?
okay. My
So I
other
have
thing
these
with
days.
people at grocery stores that drives me crazy, same thing as the airport though, when they park their cart in the middle of the aisle and you come around the corner and they fully make eye contact with you, realizing that they are taking up the entire aisle and they don't move their stuff over to one side or the other so that you can go by. No, they just turn around and keep looking for what they were looking for. And you're
Yeah.
supposed to figure out how to like Houdini yourself through their contraptions.
Yes. So
Yeah.
on that note, my other one that people do, we'll make it a little more extreme. We'll say like walk in groups of 4 and they're all
Yeah.
side by side
Yes.
and they can hear your fast steps
Yes.
coming up
Yes.
behind them. And they all look over their shoulder to see
And
what
they
creepers
don't
like coming
change
up
a
behind
bit.
them. But no one moves.
Nope.
They just continue to block you in on the sidewalk. And you're like, even if you're trying to like, well, man, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
airport's the worst. We're like walking,
yeah.
walking, stop. Right in the middle of it and stop.
Yeah.
Like you almost don't have enough time
Trying
to
to figure
stop.
out where you're
And
going.
you're like, did they forget something? And it's like, no, they stopped so they could send a text message. And you're like,
Yep.
to the right to send your text messages. This is a moving. The airport triggers me like none other. Like this is, and maybe this is why flying is so difficult for me, is because I'm already amped up from being in the terminal. But I'm just like, it's people at their absolute worst, where you just want to look at people and you want to be like, is your brain frozen? Like frozen, like does not cognitively function anymore. Yeah, no, I get it.
Like it's all the things. But I say it way too frequently. So I'm starting to think maybe I'm the anomaly, like I'm a weirdo. And I don't know, maybe I need someone to be like, dude, you're super weird. And that's okay, because then knowing's half the battle, and then I can work on it. But right now, I feel like I'm the normal one, and the rest of the world's going to shit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I feel the same. I feel the same way about many things. That's where the Kabbalah pause. What a pleasure! I say it all the time these days. I think I say that more than I say yes or no these days. I'm like, pause. What a pleasure. Why is this in my movie? Breathe for a minute and it'd be like, okay, always be giving. How can I help you?
I'm gonna have something to say about the statement, how can I help you? I told you I was bitter today. Like I want to say how can I help you, but sometimes the thought has already gone through my head, you're helpless.
Yeah, which is why
so I don't ask.
I've switched, and I shout out to Rachel Coolin, who it was my coach, and she's a good friend of mine. She's been on several of the podcast episodes. She uses the phrasing, how can I best support you?
Ooh, I like
way
that.
Way better, because it's not like you're telling them that they need help. You're just saying, how can I best support you? You just need some support. You don't necessarily need help. You just need some support. Everybody needs support.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna try and squeak that in at least once this weekend at work.
Yeah. I mean, I would say even squeeze that in with your mother, how can I best support you?
Baby steps. Let's try it work first.
Let's try it with non-family before we jump into the family ring.
Yeah.
No, I think this is a good thing. I am a big proponent of therapy. I think that therapy and coaching in conjunction is even more robust and powerful. I would be happy to coach with you again if you want to combine the two of those together, because I feel like therapists, like their whole thing is to go into the past, into the deep stuff, into the what made you who you are, whereas coaching is like, we're taking who you are right now, we're moving forward in the best way possible.
Right. I'm taking this hot mess,
but I will tell you this:
the
number one word to tell that people say all the time that should be a red alert that they're not okay is when they say they're fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
No, I'm fine. Yeah.
I say it all the time. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine. No, it's fine.
No, really, it's fine. It's fine. Sometimes I just want to count how many times I say that on a daily basis. Okay, I think it's your turn.
My turn. Reschedule my schedule to reschedule again.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is this absurd thing that I do. I am really good about scheduling, but sometimes I like look out on my schedule. So like this week in particular, I had these certain like things that needed to get done prior to really, let's say honestly, Saturday morning. And then I get to the day and I'm trying to do all the other things. And I'm like, I just need to reschedule this because I just don't have the bandwidth. I don't have the space on my space for this. So I reschedule it. And then I have it all set in my head. Wake up that morning. I'm like, here's my plan for the day, plan of action. Oh shit. You know what? That appointment that I rescheduled does not fit well today. I'm going to reschedule it again. I think part of this is procrastination because like, so this particular task that I'm thinking about is getting my tires rotated before the big trip to make sure that everything's like legit on the tires. I mean, makes sense, right? Like super important. It also means that I have to like drive over to Discount Tire and then like sit in the waiting room for, you know, however long while they do all the things. And then they come back in and they tell you 20 things that are wrong with your car. And you're like, yeah, I don't want to fix that today. Right. I just want to know that my tires are going to make it from here to Colorado and back. That's all I need to know. That's it. But it's like, so I'm, you know, it feels like a waste of time because there's not a lot of other things that I can do besides play solitaire on my phone in the waiting room of Discount Tire. It's also like, I hate that confrontation. There's also that confrontation. I could, if somebody else is, well, I mean, and it depends on the quality of people.
Judgy bitch.
No, it's, you just know when somebody's on your level. And you can call that judgy, but I'm like, you know, no. Or within your age group range, like there's this kid that works at the pharmacy when I go to pick up my prescriptions and he's like 19 and he flirts and flirts and flirts. And I'm like, the answer is always going to be no. No. I wonder if his name is Kevin.
Oh, come on. Give him a little glimmer of hope. Ask his name.
But I mean, then the other thing is I'm working myself up to when they come and they tell me the list of all the 20 things that needs to happen, instead of saying like, oh no, it's fine, I'll deal with it later. It's like
your tired tread fluid is low.
Yeah, I have to like find the nice way, like pause, what a pleasure, and then be like, I so appreciate you bringing this to my attention so that I know that this is something I need to take care of, but it's just not on my agenda today. But it's certainly on my list as soon as I get back from this trip.
Ever.
So yeah. So that's my reschedule. And then but this is the bad thing too, though, is that a lot of times this happens and I end up with like the day before I leave for a trip and I've rescheduled all the things to now the same day. And now it's like complete pandemonium of like, I got to be here, running all the errands on one day instead of having split them out throughout the week. So.
Mine's not with great forethought. So I rescheduled, but it's literally just a form of procrastinating. Like for sure. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, well, if I move that to here, then I can do this now and I could move that over there.
Yeah.
And then and then that day comes and I'm like, oh, you know.
Yeah.
What would actually work better is if I moved it out here.
Right. Where it's like, you know, tomorrow, if I get all my packing done today and even some of the to-do list tomorrow, then tomorrow it's just like I have 2 or 3 errands I need to run, hit Discount Tire, come home, all the errands are done. And now I'm literally at the point of like, it's just, I have to go pick up the U-Haul trailer tomorrow morning and load that bitch up. Like, makes sense, right? But, you know, we'll see how today goes. You know, I literally can't reschedule it anymore because it has to be done before I get on the road for Colorado. So there's that. I mean, it's now come to critical mass. Okay. Ooh, this is a hard one because both are super intriguing. 24-hour roadside assistance.
Just the other thing I'm excited about, which has to do with this trip as well, which is Jim and I are driving back. Mm-hmm. It's going to take us about 24 hours from Steamboat to Knoxville. And I'm not sure I should have said where I live. But anyways.
You did in the last episode.
Whoops. I'm in Knoxville.
There's still time for me to edit that if I need to, but I just let it roll.
Yeah. I'm not that worried. just me griping about work's my only thing.
Right. That was so many episodes ago. We've moved on since then.
24-hour roadside assistant. Okay. Anyways, 24-hour road trip from Steamboat to Knoxville.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that Jim and I do very well together. And especially when we haven't had a lot of time with each other. So we don't have days off together. We have opposite days off. So it'll be nice to spend some time with everybody, but then we road trip so good because we play the other person's assistant. Like whoever's driving, the other one does the navigating.
Yeah.
Or whoever's driving, the other one plays DJ. And I've had to make multiple cross country trips on my own.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a chore.
It is.
Like you have to pump your own gas every single time. And you're solely responsible for dragging stuff into the hotel room. And and so having a 24-hour
talking to a single lady,
right? Having my 24-hour roadside assistant, I'm super stoked to do the drive again, but with someone as opposed to the last 1, 2, 3 times, I think.
Yeah.
I did the majority of it by myself. I guess Jim was with me for half the way when I came home last year.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we drove solo out here.
Yeah.
Because we were all in different cars. And then I drove solo back to Oregon. And so yeah, I'm super stoked to have a 2-day road trip.
Yeah.
I booked a bougie hotel. I mean, as bougie as one can get in Kansas City. But
so you mean
really
the one
nice,
the one hotel?
Yeah, the one bougie hotel. But like a nice place to stop for the night, and have kind of been looking at restaurants, and it makes that road trip more of a vacation than it does the chore of getting from point A to point B. And
120%.
so I can't wait to
because what's going to happen is like this coming Sunday night before I leave to drive up to Colorado, there's going to be a good hour and a half of preparation of queuing podcast episodes to listen to, so that I have a 10-hour schedule of podcasts to listen to, instead of just being able. And this is like the frustrating part for me, right? It's like, it would be great to have somebody else to drive so that I could listen to like episodes that need to be edited, and I could be like writing down the time marks on the editings that I need to do, like actually getting work done while we're listening to the podcast. And I'm like, can I train Crosby to do that? But I guess, like my intercontinental dog sitter / personal assistant, I'm like, maybe that's a thing too. Like I just find, a road trip assistant. I feel like this is a burgeoning business right here for single ladies and single men who don't like to travel alone. Here's a business where we send a road trip buddy to you to be your personal assistant.
It's like a platonic escort.
Yeah. I'm writing this down because I feel like this could be the next $1 million idea.
Oh, and if you don't mind being in a car, like I don't mind being in a car. I love road trips.
Yeah.
And so I like, if I could make money at it, I would totally be someone's like road trip buddy.
Yeah. You could do like Zoom interviews, like just to see, do you click? Do you have like a good sense of humor? And
exactly.
I think that'd be phenomenal. So that way you could like bark orders at him to be like, I don't like this podcast, put a different podcast on.
You fill out like your profile and you're like, road trip buddy resume kind of thing. So like you have to have your music likes and like your food likes and dislikes kind of thing, so that not every time you get off they're like, we should grab corn dogs at the gas station. You're like, I fucking hate corn dogs at the gas station.
I love corn dogs. But no, like your favorite kind of candy. So like they go in, they come out and they're like, here's your Haribo Gold Bears, and you're like, how did you know? Thank you.
I'm just terrified that I would like get stuck with someone. It's like we're listening to death metal.
Or
death metal and eating like Hostess entire 2 days in the
Fucking
car.
coconut everywhere. Yeah. Or you get in there with like a Jehovah's Witness who, spends 10 hours trying to convert you.
Oh God, can you imagine? I mean, yeah,
Hmm.
go Jehovah's, keep it to yourself. Um,
I
that
think it's
would
a
be
great
my luck.
idea, though. I
I
do
would end
think
up
this
with
is a
like a
great idea.
Jesus freak or something
Right,
that just
right.
wanted to tell me about the.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously on the backside of this, there is a tech system that needs to be developed that like matches you with your road trip buddy based on all these
Yeah, I feel
metrics.
like
It's no
you just
different than
have to
like the
like
dating thing. It's just
no
for road trip
exactly.
buddies.
Yep. Yeah, I feel like the groundwork's already put out there with several different algorithms. You just need
Yep.
to like tweak it for compatibility in different areas.
Yes.
All right.
Telling
I
you.
feel like we jumped one of yours because we went twofers on one.
Yeah. I think
And
we only
so
have one left.
is that reciprocal notice?
And we have one more of yours left. So
Yeah.
yes, reciprocal notice is the only one left of mine, and just one more pair.
Okay,
Is-
reciprocal notice. Go for it.
I have changed my mind about giving a 2 weeks notice to an employer. Here's the deal. They can let you go anytime
Immediately.
that they want. You put your 2 week notice in and they can say, you know what, actually today's the day. We really don't need your 2 week notice. You can also prepare for this amount of time, and even 1 or 2 days before that time has come to an end, they can end it with it being for no reason whatsoever. And along with that, you can be escorted out by security.
That's your first time, I might point out.
That is my first time to be escorted out by security.
Red Rocks.
No, Tony got escorted out by security. I did not get escorted out by security.
I thought you showed up and your badge didn't work.
That was Tony.
Oh, I thought it was you.
No, that was Tony. And Tony was escorted out. Yes. I've never been escorted out by security ever in the history of ever until last week. And what led to this?
I mean, you got a little mouthy. I appreciated it because, like, I take no shit.
Yeah. But at the same time, we're talking about 2 days. Did it really deserve me being escorted out by security?
But it makes for a great story, so just appreciate it.
Which is just a pretty silly thing. But it was, at the end of it, I asked, I said, what can I do to improve upon myself for my next position? And my immediate manager said, she's like, I can't really think of anything. And HR was present. HR said, I would follow through on your commitments. You committed to working with us for 2 years, and it hasn't even been 8 months and you're already leaving. And I said, noted. And I said, well, maybe if you had made this a culture that I could thrive in, and that was positive, I would have stayed for my 2 years. She didn't like that response. It was honest. It was 120% honest. To which she replied, then I think right now is the time for you to go, and security will be here to escort you out. So security escorted me to my workstation to collect any of my belongings, which it didn't have any belongings there. So that made his box moot. At that point, he just dropped the box on the floor.
Nice
He's like,
box,
okay.
Steve.
And then he walked me all the way to the 4th floor of the parking garage. And then also walked down all the flights of stairs to make sure that I was actually exiting the parking garage as I went down, and then exited the building.
I feel like you might have been throwing a vibe.
I don't know. I mean, if anything, I was happy. I was like, oh, this okay. Well, I don't have to work this last little part of my shift, and we're done here. And then I think it's funny that today I checked my mail and I have a Press Ganey survey from Northwest Health about how my experience was as an employee. And I'm like, well, maybe this is where reality comes out.
Yeah.
But I just feel like if you are in a position to leave a position because you're not happy with it, I don't feel like you should feel. I think we need to change this norm. You shouldn't feel like you have to give your 2 weeks notice to help them out, because they haven't done, nor are they going to do you any favors in the meantime.
No, so I mean, I do give 2 weeks notice, but I do so fully prepared for them to accept it on the spot, which would just be nice for me. In fact, I'm actually butthurt when they actually take me up on the full 2 weeks. But that said, I will not do an exit interview, period.
Yeah.
I don't care if I loved the place, hated the place, like nothing to be gained from doing an exit interview.
No.
I never do an exit interview. And I've had all kinds of threats that I have to do it in order to get my last paycheck. I'm like, well, that's not actually true. And
Right.
and if they have, like, I've pushed it a couple times and they said, well, yeah, I've shown up and they've been like, hey, we need to get your exit interview. And I was like, oh, I thought we discussed this. I don't do exit interviews. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, we could try. And then they start asking questions and I just say, oh, I don't have a comment on that. No comment. I don't have an opinion on that. And then they realize pretty quickly where we're going. And they're like, all right, well, that wraps this up. And I'm like, fantastic, kids. I'm glad we did this.
Yeah.
But I do not do exit interviews. I feel this way all the way through, and I don't know if it's just healthcare or if people in general, but it's very rare that I hear someone works for a company or for a person that has their best interest at heart and like goes the extra mile for them. And I think the phrase "it's just business," too many people took that to heart and use it for like horrible behavior.
Yeah.
And so I look at it the same way. If I have an offer to start somewhere new and they want me like a week after I interviewed or something like that, and I sign the paperwork and they're like, yeah, you start next Monday, but I haven't given my 2 weeks notice, I just quit.
Yeah.
I already have a new job and there's only so many places back they're going to go. There's only a limited amount of information that they can give. But I've also, I think I might have even told my boss at this job that I don't give 2 weeks notice. And I just kind of laid that out, you know. I think I said it when I was maybe referring to someplace else or something. I was like, yeah, I don't, it's a corporation.
Yeah.
They would not give me the same respect of giving me 2 weeks notice. I mean, how many places have you heard handing out pink slips for layoffs starting the next day?
100%.
And so I just kind of watch out for number one and I try, but if I have to leave, I have to leave. It's just business.
Yeah. Or if you turn in your 2 weeks notice and they just start to make your life a living hell, bounce.
Done.
Yep. Bounce
done.
out. Yeah. So that's kind of what I changed my mind on. Okay. Just one more pair.
Oh, my poor shoes. Okay. So as it's getting a little bit warmer here in Tennessee, we can't make up our minds. Still, it's 50 degrees today. It was 80 degrees 2 days ago.
Right.
We're just in that swing. Although the trees are all budded out, it's starting to get green. I'm loving it. But as the weather gets warmer, here comes the social engagements. And somehow I never have a pair of shoes that fits the outfit. Ever.
You have so many shoes.
I know
you have more
I have
shoes
so
than me.
Shoes. So we went to an event 2 weeks ago. That required new shoes. In fact, I think it might have been the day of that I was like, Jim, we gotta go. Like, we gotta go get me shoes. I have nothing that's gonna match these. And it had to do with not just color, but color and style. And like it was a little bit more of an elevated party. And I was like, I don't want to wear sneakers, but all of my dress shoes are brown and I need them black. And so that was most recent pair number 2. And then we went to another party, I think last weekend. And I was like, oh, like my whole outfit's blue. And wouldn't that be sick if I had blue shoes to go with it? And so that was one pair ago. And we have a Kentucky Derby party coming up in May. Which is, I mean, oh, us boys love to get dressed up. So it's a big event and all the boys are going to be there. So we ordered outfits, at which point I realized I do not have a pair of shoes.
It's
that goes
always
with
the
the outfit I ordered.
shoes.
It's always the shoes, which is why I have so many pairs. And I will say, a couple things on that note though. One, I like any given day, I can find something I can wear, no problem. In fact, I almost go backwards. I find the pair of shoes I want to wear that day, and then I build an outfit to
Yeah.
match it. I reverse engineer in my day to day life. It's just the party thing. You start with the outfit, and then damn it, I need another pair of shoes.
Right. Right.
The other thing is when you only wear your shoes like once a week or once every couple weeks, they last forever. Which is another reason that I have so many shoes. That's one of four. Plus the floor and the shelf. But they like, because you're not wearing them very much, they stay in really good condition, which means you can hang on to them forever, which means they accumulate faster. How did I turn into this person? I used to be the guy that literally bought a pair of tennis shoes at Walmart, dear Lord, and made them last a year. Like the tongue would be falling, like the whole sole would have a hole in it. The tongue would no longer be in one piece. There'd be a hole in the side of it. My big toe was poking out the top of it. The back was like ratted down to the plastic insert. Like, and I would wear those things until like
everything.
Until something tragic happened. And then I would finally go buy one more pair and throw the old ones away.
Yeah.
I think I lived for probably 20 years with one pair of shoes.
Yeah.
And now I bet I have closer to 50 pairs of shoes.
I mean,
maybe 60 pairs of shoes.
Variety is the spice of life. And I can say I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. I used to be the shoe whore, and then it was like back that shit down. Whereas now it's like running shoes are really my
How many pairs of running shoes do you have?
Right now 4. But it's trail shoes, my work running shoes that I just wear to work, my actual like road running shoes, and then just my like everydayers, which is an old pair.
I'm just looking at the wall here. I've got a pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs of sandals.
I've got 2 pairs of Birks.
1, 2. This is just like I said, one of 4 of these things. 1, 2 pairs of dress shoes, 1 pair of running shoes, a pair of like we'll call them fashionable shoes. They're Converse, but they're a very weird color to match a specific outfit. And then my work clogs.
I've got the 4 running shoes. I've got 2 pairs of Birks. I've got a pair of clogs, not work clogs, and I do have work clogs.
Girl clogs.
Yeah. We'll just slip on easy, like to run to the grocery store and kind of like clogs or like, Chacos, pair of flip-flops. That's it. And then I have like some sliders that I can put on.
Good on you.
That's it. But here's the thing. When it comes to events like interviews, I'm fucked. I have to go run down the street to Nordstrom Rack, find an interview, like outfit even too, in a sense. Interview outfit and shoes for the interview, because I don't have that kind of stuff because I work in healthcare, which is either running shoes or dance goes. Outside of work, I'm super low key. I mean, you could almost probably even go to like the granola level.
Right.
With my shoes. Nothing fancy whatsoever. I don't do well in heels.
Hey, healthcare professionals, I did have a job interview not too long ago where they specifically requested that I wear scrubs to the interview, any color, wear your scrubs. Their reasoning was that way they can take you back into the department. But my thing was, this should just be a healthcare industry standard.
I think so.
Like if you are in any clinical position, you should just wear scrubs to the interview. Saves you the entire chaos of having to come up with an interview when you're never gonna look like that for them again.
Ever.
Maybe the company Christmas party year 5, but never.
Never. And some,
Wear them
I know,
scrubs, kids.
I know several people that they have asked that when they've gone to do interviews, they're like, are you okay with me just wearing scrubs? Because let's be honest, my wardrobe consists of like street clothes and scrubs. So your
Yeah.
pick, either I can wear my street clothes in or I can come in scrubs. It's up to you. Because
I like that. I may start asking
we
that
really
myself.
don't have like, fancy clothes.
No, I don't like
We're
getting
not
dressed up.
fancy people.
No, I like being pretty. I
Yeah,
don't need to be fancy.
true that. True that. Okay. Well, this was another good note card one. Maybe for the next note card one, we come up with 3 new topics to go under. Because I know, like,
Yeah.
in that episode, Tim mentioned like, people that you want to meet.
Oh, we could. Yeah, let's definitely come up with 3 new categories.
Okay, so we'll come up with 3 new categories, same idea, and yeah. So I think this is fun though. I liked that we had
Agreed.
a lot in common.
Right?
So I'm fine. I'm good. I'm fine.
I'm fine. It's okay. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
All right.
Alrighty.
I will see you. And well, I mean, your husband texts me every day. What are we at day 4 today? Every day I get a
I think so.
countdown from Jim telling me how many
Absolutely.
days. So